Okay, today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on the mirrored webbed endless falls. I got a few requests of a tutorial and people asking me how I made this design. And today I'm going to be making it in a dog collar, which is going to be an adjustable, but the weaving part is going to be about 12 inches. So any of the measurements I give you could easily be just divided in half to do a bracelet. So for a 12-inch dog collar, I'm going to first on my jig, I'm going to mark the 1/3, 1/2, and 2/3 length points, because that's going to tell us when to switch up our weaving style to make it the mirrored version of this webbed endless falls. So I have, for cord lengths, my black, which includes the 2-strand double cow's hitch core. Black I have 15 feet. This black and silver stripe I have 12 feet, and this charcoal I have 12 feet. Now I put the charcoal through the tops of the cow hitch, and I put the silver black stripe through the center of both cow hitches. Now the charcoal is going to be the cord going back and forth, and the black and the silver black stripe are going to be the ones going down the center. Okay, so let's begin. I'm going to take my charcoal, go through the bottom, or up through the top, through the center on both sides, underneath, up through the center, and then whichever one's going to be your top cord that you want to begin with, you're going to do that weave second, and the bottom cord you're going to always do first. So to begin, I'm going to go down and out to the outside between the cores, down and out towards the other side, and then take the cords that are going to be laying on top, down and out towards the outside of itself, and down and out on the other side towards the outside of itself. So that's it. All the weaving is going to be done between the two core strands. You could actually make this bracelet without core strands. I just think that with the dog collar, it's a little more sturdy with the two core strands running down the center. Probably less likely to stretch and all that. So if you do it without the core strands, you just do the same thing. Take the two cords that are going back and forth and just run them back and forth and weave around them, and then run them back and forth again, weave around them. It'd be the same, pretty much the same knot. Okay, so that time we got the black down the center and the black silver down the outside. So throw these back up there, then back under, up through the center, under, up through the center. And now, since the black and silver is going to be on the bottom, do that one first. Now before, the black and silver was on the outside. Now we're going to keep it on the inside. And the top cord, the black cord, we're going to go on the outside this time. And now throughout this weave, until we switch it up, this black cord is just going to be crossing over the top of the silver and black cord. That. And I think it's best when you're tightening it up to tighten the bottom cord first and then the top cord. Because if you tighten the top cord first, it's going to kind of bind up the bottom cord. If you try it, you'll see what I mean. Alright, there we go. So we just keep going back and forth where the top cord is on the outside, then inside, then outside, then inside. And on each time you do the weave, remember you're going to take the cord, go down, and on the outside of itself. Okay, that's important because when we get to the halfway mark, we're going to start doing the exact same weave, except for the cord is going to go down and back up to the inside of itself, and that's what's going to give it its mirrored finish. All right, I'm going to get down to the our point when the weave changes up, and I'll get back to you. All right. Okay, so now that I've reached my first mark, indicating I'm about 1/3 of the way done, the way we're going to switch up this weave, we're going to still go with the crossing cords underneath up through the center. And then instead of starting with these cords, which were on the bottom, we're now going to start with these black cords, and we're going to make them on the bottom. We're still going to go in the same order back and forth. We're just switching which cords lay on top of the other cord. Now the black silver stripe is going to lay on top of the black, still going to be coming up through the center and towards the outside of itself. Like so. And then now of course you'll be tightening up the black ones first because they're laying underneath, and then the silver black stripe. Okay. And we're going to do this until we reach our half point mark, and I will show you what we do then. Okay, now that I've reached my center point, Here's what it looks like so far. Okay. Now at the center point, we're gonna just do kind of start doing the opposite of what we were doing. I'll show you what I mean. Do the cords underneath and out through the center, just like before. Now, for the first part of this weave, we're going to do exactly what we did our very last step, except for we're going to weave it kind of backwards. So our very last step was black down the center, except for this time we're going to go up through the inside, silver black stripe on the outside, up and through the inside, down, up and through the inside. Now, for the rest of this weave, all the cords are going to go down, under, and up through the inside of every pass instead of on the outside like it was. And this is going to give it the appearance of this weave starting to face the other direction. So last time black was going down the center. This time we're going to bring it to the outside. And we'll bring our silver black striped down the center. Silver black stripe down the center. Do one more here. Now, the few times that I made this weave, I've always run into kind of the same seems like frustration, but after you get past it, you'll realize it wasn't worth all the headache. When you do the change of direction, it'll start to, your weave will, for the first couple passes, will kind of look and feel a little loose, like you can't seem to tighten them as tight as they were going on the first half. But after you do a first couple passes, it'll all come together. Trust me, I sit there and I go back and forth trying to tighten this weave, and it keeps looking loose and it gets real frustrated, and then I just get past it and continue down the bracelet, and it ends up looking all right. So don't pull your hair out over it or nothing. And so for this portion of your weave, you're going to basically just do the weave until you get as many passes as it took for you to get up to the center after you've switched the top cord. So for example, from the center I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weaves of the silver and black stripe being on top. So we're going to want to do another 5 weaves going this direction. So I've gotten 1, 2 so far. Got 3 more to go, and I'll get back to you when I'm done with those. Okay, so here we go. I am now at my next point, the 2/3 mark, and this is just where we are going to switch again. This time from being silver black stripe on top, now we're going to go back to the black on top. So just like we began it, we're going to end it with the silvers in the center, silvers in the center. So we are still going to keep the cords going to the inside of themselves, cord to the inside of itself for the rest of the bracelet or collar, whichever one you decided to do. Heck, you can even make a keychain out of this, I guess. There we go. And now black is back on the top. That's my robot. Alright, so I'm going to continue all the way down to the end, you know, going back and forth inside to outside, and I'll get back to you when I'm done. Okay, So here I have my finished weave. All I have left to do now is just make and attach the adjustable part of the closure to go through the buckle there. But I think it looks pretty nice. And also, I have left over about 5 feet of each color. So basically you take 5 feet off of each of the measurements there. I'll put the actual measurements down in the description. If you're interested in any other parts of my work, you can check me out on Instagram at BNC Designs. Thank you very much.